to learn to cast left-handed. There are some really good instructors who don't even start fly casters who want to spey cast. They don't even start them right-handed. If the guy's a predominantly right-handed caster, they start them left-handed so there won't be any bad habits they picked up from single-hand fly casting. Which, if you tell yourself that and you think that, you're kind of doing a self-fulfilling prophecy, in my opinion, because if you know how to fly cast, if you can cast 10 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 10 o'clock, accelerate to 2 o'clock to a positive stop, you should be able to do a spey cast. Also, well, I'm top hand dominant. Well, if you're that great at fly casting, wouldn't you be, see if I can do it without line, wouldn't you be double hauling? You know, if you're a great single hand fly caster, wouldn't you be good at using your bottom hand? So, what you might tell yourself is that you do have an advantage, and I think you do, and that you shouldn't tell yourself, well, it's all the bad habits I picked up from casting single-hander. Don't tell yourself that. Use it to your advantage, right? Because you were a legendary single-hand caster, so you're going to be a legendary two-handed caster. So, I said all that to say, it's a good idea to learn to cast left-handed, and I don't know if I could even cast a single-hander left-handed, but you can kind of like hack your way into casting left-handed because you can use your body and use your arms very little. So, I mean, for learning to cast, just do what's easiest. And then when you start fishing and casting, you want to learn left-handed, just do the short cast left-handed and the easy cast left-handed. And then when you have to reach a further distance, you can switch over to right-handed or whatever your strong hand is. And you can also learn to touch and go cast that way. If you're a waterborne caster and you waterborne cast all the time and you're just used to that, then use your single spey if you want a single spey. Use your single spey when you're just starting out the run and you're just fishing the head. Or you're just fishing half the head and the sink tip. It's really not hard to single spey as long as you don't psych yourself out. You just lift, wait, cast. So just do that. And then do that until you have to use a waterborne cast. And you can do it left-handed or right-handed. Just use your weakest cast to start in the run, and then your good cast when you really want to jack some line. So, but for casting left-handed, a single spey is not a bad way to start out. I've got a floating Scandi head on here with a long mono leader, and so if I am not really coordinated left-handed, you can do your lift with your hands, that's not hard, and then you can sweep with your body. Okay, so you start with your left and your sweep. Okay, point my toes towards the target, left, sweep. Okay, my anchor landed in a good place, I didn't even have to use my arms. So if you lift, sweep, then if you just lift up into firing position, you're pretty much in a position to cast just to start out. Doesn't have to be perfect to start out, but you got to kind of believe that it's not, you know, it's really not that hard. It's not that hard. I don't single spey. I don't cast left-handed much, but I bet if I went like that, one-handed, I could fish like that. So you can probably cast left-handed if you use your body. So I'm going to use my whole body in a lift like this. I'm going to sweep, and then I'm going to fire without using my hands too much. Left, sweep, fire. Landed about 10 feet away. Let me try that again. So, hold it right in here, lift, sweep, cast. So we're using our body. Lift, sweep, cast. So you can hack your way into casting left-handed if you just purpose to do it. All I really did was I used my bottom hand a little bit, raised my top hand in the firing position, and then fired. So if you want to do a snap T, left, dump your anchor, and then you can use your body, sweep around, and cast. You use your body to rotate, arms to lift a little bit in the firing position, and then you don't use your arms to cast. You can lean into it a little bit, pull with your bottom hand. Left-handed cast is not that difficult. And even if you can cast tack-handed, which is also a great thing to learn, if you will learn to cast left-handed, that's just one more arrow in your quiver. That's one more tool that you can go to. You know, you might get a strained elbow from tack-handed casting or something, and you might need your larger muscle groups, which is your pulling group of your dominant hand. So don't be afraid of it and force yourself to do it. Another thing that you might learn, here's a problem I see on the river a lot. And I saw a guy on the river who was jacking some serious line, tack-handed. Further than I've seen anybody cast, maybe commando head, tack-handed. But then when he went to cast his dominant hand up, right-handed, he couldn't hardly cast. I mean, he bombed a few out there, but it was real tricky and difficult for him. And so say that you're really good casting tack-handed, one thing that you might try is tack-handed works out good for you in your right-handed, but then the wind changes and you need to fish off the right side of your right shoulder. You might consider casting tack-handed left-handed, which I don't do very much, but since I have the basic fundamentals of a cast, see if I can do a left-handed double spey. Okay, so if you can do it tack-handed right-handed, you might find it really easy to fish tack-handed left-handed if you're a right-hand dominant caster. So, you know, so if I want to cast, but I have to think about it more because I don't usually do it. So there's my anchor. I was going to do that tack-handed. So here's my anchor. I'm going to do it left-handed. So we'll do a double spey, and then I'll do a left-handed tack-handed cast, and it goes out good. So that's another option for you. But the more different ways you can cast, the more prepared you'll be on the river, the more handy you'll be with your fly rod, and it's really fun and it's great practice. You might be able to jack just as much line left-handed tack-handed as you can right-handed, because tack-handed seems to be an easier way for most people to fish. See, it just goes, and I rarely do that. So anyway, play with that. And if you want to cast left-handed and you're a right-handed person, use your body. Do that again. Use your body. See, that was all body, and I went from the lift to here to get it into casting. And then after I swept with my body, I just went like that and the cast went out. So don't overthink it. Play with it, try it, and make every tool possible available to your disposal.